Well, this is the story we introduced with Germán a minute ago. It's actually the fire in South Shore. People living in this apartment building were forced out of their homes by a large fire today.
Yeah, you can see those flames shooting out of the 10th floor window at South Shore Drive in 67th. No one was hurt, but fire investigators say the building is badly damaged. At least 2 neighbors told us they smelled smoke, but didn't hear any fire alarms.
There was no alarms that went off. There was a young man who was a hero because he went on every floor and knocked on doors to say that the 10th floor was shooting flames out the side of the building.
And in just the last few hours, we learned this building failed a fire alarm safety inspection only days ago.
CBS 2's Sabrina Franza live in South Shore for us tonight, digging into that and the history of this building. Sabrina?
Well, tenants, they told CBS 2, as you mentioned, that they've been sounding the alarm about those smoke alarms and sprinklers for years. So when you heard them say that they didn't hear them go off and then we found violations cited just 3 days ago, the anger and the frustration were intense.
Nothing. The alarms didn't go out until I was downstairs and the fire department made it up here.
Tanya Radcliffe made it all the way down 14 flights of steps, and she says she didn't hear a peep from an alarm system. The only reason she knew to get out.
In my bathroom, it was smoke just accumulating in the ceiling.
We later found out a possible why. On May 1st, her building was cited multiple fire-related violations. CBS 2 looked into city records and found the building was ordered to provide and/or test their fire evacuation system, have a contractor change their alarm panel so it works properly, and repair or replace their fire pump. That's the device that firefighters normally connect to reach a fire that is multiple floors above ground. This fire was on the 10th. Needless to say, a failed inspection.
I don't know exactly what happened, but it was not functioning to the point where I was satisfied because nothing went off on my floor. Had I not been knocking on the doors on my floor, it may have been a bigger problem.
Back in 2013, the images from Chopper 2 were almost exactly the same. Smoke pouring out of a unit high in the sky. That time, 2 people died.
It was the coldest day in January. I was actually living in that building and saw all of this coming through.
Witnesses took video from down below with the understanding that this could have been much worse.
I just smelled some smoke, so I'm like, what's going on? And when we crossed the street, we just turned that way, and it was just so much fire.
The Chicago Fire Department still mourning a loss of one of their own who died in a high-rise fire a few weeks ago. This time, no injuries reported. The cause still under investigation. Now, this building is old enough that they do not require sprinklers, but that doesn't mean that tenants who live there don't want them. Now, we reached out to the condo association and the management company multiple times via phone and via email, and we have not heard back from them, but rest assured we will keep asking until we get those answers. We're in South Shore. Sabrina Franza, CBS 2 News.
Sabrina, thank you. The fire in South Shore is the 3rd extra alarm high-rise fire in Chicago just this year. The first was a deadly fire in January at 48th and Lake in Kenwood. 1 person was killed and 9 others hurt. The second was in the Gold Coast last month on Lakeshore Drive. Chicago Fire Lieutenant John Torek died after fighting that fire.